Good day, sir. I'm Cadet John Lemuel Dioha, and this is my video report for PA3-ASIA. Number 1. Physical aspect of Timor-Leste. Location. Timor-Leste, officially Democratic of Republic of Timor-Leste, is located in Southeast Asia on the southernmost edge of the Indonesian archipelago, northwest of Australia. Dili is the capital. Country size. Timor-Leste, previously known as East Timor, occupies the eastern half of the island of Timor. It shares a border with Nusa Tenggara Timor. Australia is the country's southern neighbor, separated by the Timor Sea. The country size is about 15,007 square kilometer. Type of government. Timor-Leste became fully independent republic with a parliamentary form of government on May 2002, following approximately 2.5 years under the authority of the United Nations Transitional Administration in East Timor, or UNTAET. Currency. The currency of Timor-Leste is the United States dollar, based on a declaration of the United Nations Transitional Administration in East Timor in 2000. Landmarks. Atauro, also known as Kambing Island, is an island in municipality of East Timor. Atauro is a small oceanic island situated north of Dili, on the extinct Wetar segment of the volcanic inner Banda Arc between the Indonesian island of Alor and Wetar. Cristo Rey Beach is composed of clean white sand and is about 0.87 square kilometer long. It is located at the northeastern end of the Bay of Dili, about 7 square kilometer from the center of Dili. Next, number 2. Cultural aspect of Timor-Leste. History. The island of Timor is currently divided into two parts. The west is a part of the Republic of Indonesia with provincial capital in Kupang, while the east, whose capital is Dili since its independence, had been a Portuguese territory since the 16th century, when the first traders and missionaries reached the coast of Timor in 1515. The island was organized in a small state ruled by two kingdoms, Sorbian and Belos, who practiced animism. Islam, a religion that is still prevalent in Indonesia, has never reached Timor. Even Buddhism, extensively practiced in Java, especially in the 13th century, did not prevail. Citizens. East Timorese nationality is typically obtained either on the principle of jus soli, by birth in East Timor, or under the rules of jus sanguinis, by birth abroad to at least one parent with East Timorese nationality. Unique or distinct culture. Timor-Leste culture is strong, unique, and reflects many different influences. Traditional animist beliefs, a former Portuguese colony, the impact of World War II, the more recent Indonesian invasion, and spirited Timorese resistance. The role of Catholic Church in the effects of the minority groups such as Chinese. Number 1. Physical aspect of Kuwait. Location. The state of Kuwait is situated on the Arabian Peninsula, bordering the northwestern part of the Persian Gulf or Arabian Gulf. Kuwait borders Iraq and Saudi Arabia, and it shares maritime boundaries with Iran. Country size. Kuwait, officially the state of Kuwait. Country, Middle East, Southwestern Asia. It is on the Arabian Peninsula at the northwest corner of the Persian Gulf. The country size is about 6,880 square miles. Type of government. Kuwait is a constitutional, hereditary emirate ruled by Princes Emirs who have been drawn from the Al Sabah family since the middle of the 18th century. The 1962 Constitution provides for an elected National Assembly and details the power of the branches of government, and the rights of citizens. Currency. The unit of currency in Kuwait is the Kuwaiti dinar, divided into 1,000 fils. Currency notes are issued by the Central Bank of Kuwait in the following denominations: quarter dinar, half dinar, 1 dinar, 5 dinar, 10 dinar, and 20 dinar. Landmarks. The Scientific Center is a cultural achievement and educational facility enriched with knowledge, which portrays fascinating architectural design that reflects Islamic art and culture. The walls contain ceramic depiction of stories that tells of Kuwait's history. Failaka is a Kuwait island in the Gulf. It's known for the 1950s traditional houses of Heritage Village, the Museum Palace of Sheikh Abdullah Al Salim Al Sabah shows life in 1900s. Camels and Arabian horses are kept at Failaka stables. Once an outpost of Alexander the Great's army, Failaka has Mesopotamian era ruins, including the remains of citadel. Jet skis are popular at Wanasa Beach. Number 2. Cultural aspect of Kuwait. History. In 1521, Kuwait was under Portuguese control. In the late 16th century, the Portuguese built a defensive settlement in Kuwait. In 1613, Kuwait City was founded as a fishing village and predominantly populated by fishermen. Administratively, it was a sheikhdom ruled by local sheikhs from Bani Khalid clan. Citizens. Kuwaiti may refer to something of, from, or related to the country of Kuwait. A person from Kuwait or a Kuwaiti descent. See demographics of Kuwait. Kuwaiti Arabic, the dialect of Gulf Arabian spoken in Kuwait. Unique or distinct culture. Kuwaiti culture, approximately 75% of the population is Muslim, including nearly all Kuwaiti citizens. Kuwaiti society is generally conservative, in which Islam is pervasive influence. Sincerity, family ties, and adhering to tradition are important in Kuwait society. Number 1. Physical aspect of Maldives. Location. Nestled southwest of Sri Lanka and India, Maldives is an archipelagic nation located in the Indian Ocean and also the smallest country in Asia. Country size. The country covers an area approximately 90,000 square kilometers, of which only 298 square kilometers is dry land. The islands are area of average 1 to 2 square kilometers in area, and no individual island is longer than 8 kilometers. Type of government. The Maldives is known officially as the Republic of Maldives. However, many people refer to it simply as the Devehi Raji or Maldives Island. The islands received their independence from the UK in July 1965. This archipelago is an island chain that is presidential republic, meaning the head of the state is the president. The president appoints the cabinet, and the cabinet members must be approved by the parliament known as the People Majlis. Currency. The official currency in the Maldives is the rufiya, which is divided into 100 laris. Paper notes come in denominations of 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, and 500 rufiya. Although the lowest two are uncommon, commonly circulated coins are of 10, 25, and 50 laris in 1 and 2 rufiya denominations. Landmarks. Mary Fuji Island is a luxury resort located in the southwest of Ta Atoll Island, where the water villas, and garden suites are especially suitable for families, couples, surfing, and diving enthusiasts. There are very nice resting areas and inhabited private islands nearby, which are frequented by whale sharks. Fuba Mula is one of the most beautiful and picturesque island in the Maldives. It is the third largest atoll island in the Maldives. Nature has generously endowed him with beauties, tropical forests, swamps. Number 2, cultural aspect of Maldives. The Maldives has been inhabited since around the 5th century before Christ, with early settlers arriving from present-day Sri Lanka and India. Initially, the inhabitants practiced Buddhism, but by 1153 CE, the Maldives converted to Islam under Arab influence. Citizens. Any person who wishes to become a citizen of Maldives shall submit a written application to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, provided they fulfill the following conditions. They are Muslim. They have attained the age of 21 and is of sound mind. They have resided in the Maldives for a continuous period of 12 years. Unique or distinct culture. Being an island nation, Maldive culture is based on the island lifestyle and revolves around the sea. The culture of Maldives is influenced by the cultures of the Indians, Africans, Arabs, and Sri Lankans. Maldivians have assimilated parts of all these and built a culture that is unique. Number 1. Physical aspect of Mongolia. Location. Mongolia is located in Asia between Russia to the north and China to the south, situated on mountains and plateaus. It is one of the world's highest countries, with elevation averaging 5,180 feet. Mongolia is 435 miles from the Yellow Sea. Country size. Mongolia is a landlocked country in eastern Central Asia between Russia and China. The land has a total area of 1,564,120 square kilometer. This land area is approximately 225% of the area of Texas. Mongolia is thus one of the largest countries in Asia and the 19th biggest in the world. Type of government. Politics of Mongolia takes place in a framework of a semi-presidential multi-party representative democracy. Executive power is exercised by the Prime Minister, who is the head of the government, and the cabinet. Currency. The official currency of Mongolia is tugrik and has been in use as the national currency since 1925. Landmarks. Chinggis Khan Statue Complex is situated 54 km from Ulaanbaatar city, with a view of beautiful natural scenery on the bank of the Tuul River, a historical place where Chinggis Khan's golden whip was found. Today, for a memory of the man of the millennium. Sea Turtle Rock. The national park is known for its outstanding rock formations. Among them, 24 tall turtle-shaped rock is worth to see. Hiking, either walking through the green meadows in summer and snow-covered valleys in winter are amazing experience. Number 2. Cultural aspect of Mongolia. History. The Mongolian People's Republic was proclaimed in November 1924, and the Mongolian capital, centered on the main monastery of the Bogd Gigin, was renamed Ulaanbaatar Red Hero from 1921 until the end of the 1980s. Mongolia was one of party state closely tied to the Soviet Union. Citizens. A child born to one Mongolian parents inside of Mongolia is also considered Mongolian. A child who's within the territory of Mongolia, whose parents are not identified, is a Mongolian citizen. A foreign national or a stateless person can obtain Mongolian nationality legally. Unique or distinct culture. Mongolian culture is also known for its unique costume, such as the tradition of the offering a cup of milk tea to guests. Mongolians also have a tradition of hospitality, with guests often welcomed into their homes and offered food and drink. Number 1. Physical aspect of Vietnam. Location. Vietnam is located on the Indochina Peninsula in the Southeast Asia. It has long land border of 4,550 km, bordering China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and the Eastern Sea, South China Sea, of the Pacific Ocean to the east. Country size. Vietnam is a country in the west of the South China Sea. The land has a total area of 331,230 square kilometer and a total coastline of 3,444 mile. This land area is approximately 82% of the area of the California. Vietnam is thus the 18th biggest country in Asia and in terms of area ranked 67th worldwide. Type of government. Vietnam has a communist government. It is one of the 5 remaining communist countries in the world today. The president is the head of the republic and the prime minister is the head of the government. It has 3 branches: the executive, which is administered by the government, and the president and the legislative, which consists of the National Assembly of Vietnam, and the judiciary, which comprises one of the courts. Currency. The State Bank of Vietnam, or SBV, is the sole issuer of the currency of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Its monetary unit is the dong, abbreviated in the domestic market as D, and abbreviated in the international market as VND. Landmarks. Halong Bay, in northeast Vietnam, is known for its emerald waters and thousands of towering limestone island topped by rainforest, junk boat tours, and sea kayak. Expeditions take visitors past islands named for their shapes, including Stone Dog and Teapot Islets. The region is popular for scuba diving, rock climbing, and hiking, particularly in the mountainous Cat Ba National Park. Ban Giok Waterfall in Vietnam is one of the Southeast Asia's most awe-inspiring natural sights. This mammoth waterfall is whopping 30 meters high and spans 300 meters across, making it the widest waterfall in the country. Number 2. Cultural aspect of Vietnam. Vietnam experienced a period of prolonged warfare in the mid-20th century and a partitioning 1954 to 75, first militarily and later politically, into the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, better known as North Vietnam, and the Republic of Vietnam, usually called South Vietnam. Citizens. The principle of single nationality. The state of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam recognized that the Vietnamese citizens have only one nationality, the Vietnamese nationality. Unique or distinct culture. Part of the East Asian cultural sphere, Vietnamese culture has certain characteristic features, including ancestor veneration and worship, respect for community and family values, and manual labor religious belief. Important cultural symbols include four holy animals: dragon, turtles, phoenix, and unicorn. Number 1. Physical aspect of Russia. Location. The country, commonly known as Russia, is located partly in Eastern Europe and partly in Northern Asia, bordering the Arctic Ocean in the north. Russian Federation is the new name of the country of what is left of the Soviet Union after the breakaway of some of its republics. Country size. Russia's territory covers an area of 17,098,242 square kilometer, approximately 11% of the Earth's landmass. The Russian Federation is the largest country in the world by area. It is more than twice the size of the contiguous United States. Type of government. The 1993 Constitution declares Russia a democratic, federative, law-based state with a republican form of government. State power is divided among the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. Diversity of ideologies and religions is sanctioned, and a state or compulsory ideology may not be adopted. Currency. The official currency of the Russia is the Russian ruble of the Russian Federation. Landmarks. The Moscow Kremlin, also simply known as the Kremlin, is a fortified complex in the center of Moscow. It is the best known of the Kremlins and includes 5 palaces, 4 cathedrals, and the enclosing Kremlin wall with Kremlin towers. Gorky Park. Gorky Park is the most famous park of Moscow, created during the Soviet period as a hub for relaxation and cultural activities. The park is beloved by Muscovites and tourists alike, who visit in all seasons to stroll, enjoy sports, admire in the park's attraction, and attend cultural events. Gorky Park is a central part of an ensemble of 4 green spaces: Museum Park of Arts, Naskunchi Garden, and the Sparrow Hills Nature Reserve, which curve around the southern bank of the Moskva River to the southwest of Moscow city center. Here you may spend some time, enjoy nature and contemporary art during your vacation in Moscow. Number 2. Cultural aspect of Russia. History. The history of Russia begins with that of the East Slavs, the ethnic group that eventually split into the Russians, Ukrainians, and Belarusians. The first East Slavic state, Kievan Rus, adopted Christianity from the Byzantine Empire in 988, beginning the synthesis of Byzantine and Slavic cultures that defined Russian culture for the next 7 centuries. Kievan Rus ultimately disintegrated as a state, leaving a number of states competing for claims to be heirs to its civilization and dominant position. Citizens. The standard way to refer to citizens of Russia is Russians in English. There are 2 Russian words which are commonly translated into English as Russians. One is Ruski, which in modern Russia most often means ethnic Russians. Unique or distinct culture. Russian culture is shaped by an authoritarian way of thinking, so the relationship between generations is also shaped by respect and appreciation. Russian parents are mostly very protective of their kids. They usually make important decisions regarding their children themselves without discussions. That's all. Thank you.